Most people think trauma has a certain look. They picture someone who is visibly broken, someone who can't function, someone whose pain is obvious to everyone around them. But psychology has found something far more common and far more hidden. Some of the most automatic things you do every day, the way you respond when someone is upset with you, the way you shrink yourself in certain rooms, the way you can't fully relax, even when everything is fine. These aren't just personality quirks. For millions of people, these are survival responses that were installed in childhood and never uninstalled. Today, we're going through 7 of them, not to make you feel broken, but because understanding where these patterns came from is the first step to deciding whether you still want to keep them. Sign 1. You apologize constantly, even when nothing is your fault. Pay attention to how often you say sorry in a single day, not just for mistakes, but for existing in someone else's space, for having a need, for taking up time, for asking a question, for speaking too slowly or not knowing the answer, or simply being in the wrong place at the wrong moment. Psychology calls this fawning, a trauma response that sits alongside fight, flight, and freeze, but gets talked about far less. It develops in environments where a child learned early that other people's emotional states were their responsibility. Maybe a parent's mood was unpredictable. Maybe conflict at home felt dangerous. Maybe the child discovered that saying sorry to even for things that weren't their fault made the situation safer, faster. So the nervous system filed it away as a survival tool. When tension rises, apologize first, figure out why later. The problem is that tool doesn't turn off when the dangerous environment ends. It follows you into friendships, into workplaces, into relationships, where you keep apologizing for things that require no apology at all. If this is you, the pattern isn't weakness. It's a system that protected you once and hasn't yet learned it's no longer needed. Sign 2. You struggle to receive compliments without deflecting. Someone tells you that you did something well, and watch what happens inside you. For most people with this pattern, the compliment doesn't land cleanly. It creates discomfort. You deflect it. Oh, it was nothing. Anyone could have done it. I just got lucky. Or you immediately search for the catch. Why are they saying this? What do they want? Is this real, or are they just being polite? Psychology links this directly to environments where positive attention was inconsistent or conditional. If praise in childhood came with strings attached, if love felt like something you had to earn and could lose without warning, your nervous system learned not to trust it. Receiving a compliment requires a moment of vulnerability. You have to let something good in without immediately protecting yourself from it. And if letting good things in was historically followed by something being taken away, the nervous system says no. It deflects before it can be hurt. The deflection isn't modesty, it's armor. Sign 3. You prepare for the worst even when things are going well. Life is going fine right now. Maybe better than fine. A good period, a stable period. Nothing is actually wrong, and yet something in you is waiting, scanning, preparing for the moment it falls apart, rehearsing how you'll handle the disaster that hasn't happened yet. Some people call this anxiety. Some people call it being realistic. Psychology has a more specific name for it: hypervigilance. It's the nervous system stuck in a permanently elevated state of alert, because in the environment where it developed, things that seemed fine often weren't. The calm before a parent's explosion, the good week before the fight, the moment everything seemed okay, right before it stopped being okay. The nervous system learned, safety is temporary, stay alert, don't be caught off guard. So now, even in genuinely safe circumstances, it keeps scanning. It cannot fully rest, because resting once felt dangerous. This isn't pessimism. This is a nervous system doing exactly what it was trained to do, in an environment where that training no longer applies. Sign 4. You feel responsible for other people's emotions. Someone in the room is upset. Maybe they haven't said anything. Maybe they're barely showing it. But you felt it the moment you walked in. And immediately, without deciding to, you start adjusting. Your tone, your energy, your words. Trying to manage the atmosphere. Trying to bring the temperature down. Making yourself smaller or lighter or more careful so that the upset person feels better. Even if their emotion has nothing to do with you. This is one of the most exhausting patterns that childhood trauma leaves behind, and one of the hardest to recognize as a pattern because it can look like empathy. But there's a difference between empathy and hyper-responsibility. Empathy is noticing someone's pain and caring about it. Hyper-responsibility is feeling like their pain is yours to fix and feeling guilty if you can't. This develops in households where a child had to read the emotional weather of the adults around them in order to stay safe, where knowing that a parent was in a bad mood before the parent knew they were in a bad mood was a survival skill. That skill, extraordinary emotional attunement, is genuinely valuable, but it becomes a burden when it comes with the belief that you are responsible for what you sense. Other people's emotions are not yours to fix. They never were. Sign 5. You find it easier to help others than to ask for help yourself. You are reliable. People know they can come to you. You show up, you help, you follow through. But when something is hard for you, when you're struggling or overwhelmed or in over your head, asking for help feels almost impossible. Not because there's no one to ask, but because something in you resists it. Maybe it feels like weakness. Maybe it feels like burdening someone. Maybe the words form in your mind and then something stops them before they reach your mouth. Psychology traces this to environments where a child's needs were consistently treated as inconvenient, where asking for something was met with irritation or dismissal, or the reversal. Suddenly, the child was comforting the adult who had reacted badly to being seen. The child learns, my needs cause problems. It's safer not to have them, or at least not to show them. So they become incredibly skilled at helping others while systematically neglecting themselves, because helping others is safe, and having needs is not. The self-sufficiency that developed is real and valuable, but underneath it, there is often a child who learned to stop asking because asking didn't work. Sign 6. You can't fully relax, even in safe situations. You're on vacation, or at home on a Sunday with nowhere to be, or in bed before sleep with nothing left to do, and you cannot switch off. Your mind keeps running, finding things to process, plan, or worry about. Even when there is genuinely nothing urgent, something in you will not fully rest. Rest can feel irresponsible, or dangerous, or like something that has to be earned first. And when you do manage to slow down, sometimes a wave comes, sadness or anxiety or a hollow feeling that seems to arrive specifically when things are quiet. This is because the nervous system, when it finally stops running, sometimes surfaces everything it was too busy to feel while it was running. For people who grew up in unpredictable or stressful environments, stillness was often when bad things happened. Activity was protection. Busyness was control. The nervous system learned to stay moving because moving felt safer than stopping. Genuine rest, the kind where you are not monitoring, not preparing, not performing, requires a baseline sense of safety that takes time to rebuild. If you struggle to rest, you are not lazy. You are someone whose nervous system was never given permission to stop. Sign 7. You don't fully trust good things when they happen. Something good happens. A relationship that feels genuinely healthy. An opportunity that seems real. A period of life that is, by any honest measure, going well. And you're waiting for it to end. Not consciously, necessarily, but there's a part of you that holds back, that doesn't fully invest, that keeps one foot out the door. Not because you don't want the good thing, but because wanting it fully feels too dangerous. Psychology calls this an insecure attachment pattern, and it develops when the people who were supposed to be safe were inconsistent, not always absent, not always harmful, but unpredictable enough that love and stability started to feel like things that could be withdrawn without warning. So the nervous system developed a strategy. Don't fully trust it. Don't fully invest. Stay half ready to lose it. That strategy protected you from the full weight of loss. But it also meant you never fully received what was good. You experienced your best relationships, your best opportunities, your best periods of life at a slight remove. Close, but not fully in. Present, but not fully open. The tragedy is not that you were hurt. The tragedy, Siddhi, is that the protection from being hurt also blocked the full experience of being loved. Here's what every one of these 7 patterns has in common. None of them are character flaws. Constant apologies, deflecting compliments, waiting for things to fall apart, absorbing other people's emotions, being unable to ask for help, refusing to fully rest, and holding back from good things before they disappear. Every single one of these was a solution, an intelligent, adaptive response developed by a child who was doing the best they could in an environment that required it. The patterns are not the problem. The problem is that they were never meant to be permanent. They were meant to be temporary tools for a situation that no longer exists, and the work, if you choose it, is not about fixing yourself. It's about letting your nervous system know that the situation has changed, that you made it through, that you are no longer that child needing those tools to survive, and that it is finally, actually safe to put some of them down. If any of these signs felt familiar, leave a comment with the number that hit hardest. I read every single one, and if this video helped you understand yourself a little more clearly, you know what to do.